All right, welcome back. This is Still Whiskey and I'm Vince.
I'm Rich.
And I'm Devin.
And today we are going to review the latest release of Russell 13 Batch 5. All right, so here we go. We got the Russell's 13 Batch 5.
Yep.
And number one, where did we get this bottle from?
Yeah, so shout out to Rudy Contreras.
Come on, Rudy.
Yep, he owns a liquor store in Grand Mound, Washington.
Wow.
My parents live out that way, and he's a fan of the channel.
Rudy, we love you.
Yeah.
We love you. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Sure do.
Helped
Look
us
at
get this bottle, and
Come on.
yeah. So if you're
Batch
ever
5.
in Washington, in the Rochester Grand Mound area, go check out his liquor store.
Go check them
Want to
out.
grab some glasses?
Sure.
Listen, here's what I'll say about Russell's. I'll be honest. Russell's, even when I was midway through collecting whiskey, I got some good whiskeys, got some, hard to find allocated whiskeys. Even at that point, I'll be honest. Russell's 13 was the unicorn. I'm like, I'll probably never own that.
Sure.
Turns out, we now have a batch 5 in front of us right now. In fact,
Yep.
I have another batch right there. You have another batch over there.
Yep. Ooh.
In other words,
I have another batch too.
we're
I like this on the nose.
enjoying
Yeah.
being blessed and highly favored.
We both have batch 1s.
Ooh.
You have batch 3.
Texas Roadhouse. That's what I'm feeling.
Oh,
Okay.
It's salty. It's like
Peanutty.
yep.
but
you know when you're
you
walking on the
You
peanuts?
mean the
Peanut dust.
we used to call them monkey nuts at home.
I don't know what that is. No, it is good on the nose. It's definitely. Do you guys get that or no? Texas
No,
Roadhouse.
I get the peanuts for sure, which is interesting because I would liken peanuts as a profile to a Jim Beam product and Basil Hayden.
Beam
No,
Suntory.
Beam
Yeah.
Suntory is the name of the company that
Yeah.
owns Jim Beam
Yeah.
and a bunch of other brands, including Basil Hayden.
I like
This
it.
is
I like it on the nose. That's what I'm gonna say
This
so far.
is more peanutty than I would expect from Russell.
This is. I feel like it's different than what batch do I have?
You have 3.
3. Yeah. So far.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that episode, we did review batch 3. You should go check that out. Cause
I will trade you. I've not even tasted this. I will trade you my 3 for your 5.
we also
Wow.
we compared 3. Did
Yeah.
we compare 3
Wow.
to 1? Yeah, we did. Yeah, so we compared 3 to 1 on that one. Let us
Check
know.
it out.
Let us know if you want us to see a Russell's 13 battle between 1, 3, and 5. We
1,
could do
3,
one.
and 5.
I think retail right now, which we know is not what the price a lot of people see is $140.
But how much are people paying for this in general?
I think.
Realistically,
Yeah, I think what you're seeing is probably the more, like what people are willing to pay is probably right around $200 to $250, right? Like
Wow.
people are choosing to pay that. I mean, we're seeing places trying to offer it for $600,
Ew.
which, I mean, obviously Russell's got a hold of that intel and raised their price.
Oh, that's good.
So here's what I'm gonna say
Oh,
so
that's
far.
good.
So far, I'm gonna say, on the nose, it is way better than I remember my 3. On the palate, it's closer, but I still think I like this one better.
This one, the proof, you can taste a little bit more, but it's got a very, more
So-
complex
Here's
flavor to it.
what I'll say.
Yeah.
So when my wife and I go out for dinner, she's more into desserts than typically I am. But when I'm in the mood for a dessert, there's typically
You
one
are
dessert.
way in the mood for dessert.
There's one dessert that I typically go for,
Okay.
and that's creme brulee.
Okay.
If you have a really good
See
creme
how I
brulee,
just totally ignored my insult.
I am absolutely ignoring your insults.
Impressive.
Honestly, over time, you just learn. But what I'm saying is, my wife and I don't typically go for desserts, but when I do, if there's a creme brulee in a good restaurant, I'm
Yeah.
into that. Like that
Sure.
crunch,
I feel
when
that.
you crack the surface
Yep.
and you get that
I totally understand what you're saying here
that
too.
vanilla bean. I'm getting that creme brulee vibe off of this, and it's delicious. It's also really good at a proof point. What is this proof point?
115?
This is
120?
114.8. Okay, so what I'll say about that is, it is high enough proof to keep me really, really interested, but not blow my face off. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
right? Because when you're in a lower proof point, I'm like, you're gonna have to work pretty hard to keep me interested.
115
This
is
is
great. Yeah, and it's a I 100% agree with you. It's a mild 115, but you can definitely tell it's high proof.
A little bit of cinnamon on the back end. Do you get that? Have you had this? Have you had Russell's 13? Have you had Russell's 13 Batch 5?
Yep.
Let us know what you think in the comments. But for me, I get that peanuts right up front, but not on the back end. I get the peanuts, the what did you call it? Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse
was a great, that vibe when you walk in, especially in that waiting area when everyone's got those peanuts all over the floor. But creme brulee.
So here's what I'm gonna say. Next time that I have a really good steak, I'd like to open it up with some peanuts because I've not done that since I've been to like Texas Roadhouse, which I haven't been to Texas Roadhouse in like
peanuts?
10 years. No, what I'm saying is that as I think through this drink and as I take it in as everything that it is, I feel like if I were to go into a restaurant like Texas Roadhouse, where I'm smelling those peanuts, I'm stepping on those peanuts, then I sit down and then I have a steak, and this is where it gets a little bit different, is that the steak can't be at Texas Roadhouse. Right? It has got to be a steak that I have cooked or that is at a high-end steakhouse. But what I'm getting at here is that at the end of the meal, I would love to polish it off with this as a dessert.
It's great.
It's not a dessert. It's not a desserty bourbon.
Yeah, it's not sweet.
It's not sweet, but it is. It does have that creme brulee.
It's the essence of the, like when you take that first bite of you get the burntness, you get the caramel, you get all that.
Yep.
Before it gets to the sweet that you come
You're
through.
talking about the caramelized sugar in the top.
Yeah, so
Yes.
like you get to that first part and then the fattiness. I guess that's what you're getting right out of the creme brulee like that. It's like, which would go great with the steaks and everything like that. So.
Yes.
You know what I'm getting now that I didn't get right at the beginning? When I first
I love it.
took this
I love this drink.
on the nose, what I first got hit with was the peanuts, but now what I'm getting is, do you remember, you know when you have a like an old fashioned and they do the
Zesting.
what do you call it? They express the
oils, the
oils of the orange. That citrusy vibe,
Yes.
but it's muted,
Yeah.
but it's there, and I didn't get it right the first time. But this is phenomenal. I love the proof point.
Out of all the other things, it tastes like bourbon. It tastes like really good bourbon.
Yeah.
Like all the oaky notes, you get from the 13 years.
You know what I don't get a lot of? Cherry.
Yeah.
Which I personally have a issue with. Cherry done right is okay, but I have an issue
the medicinal cherry.
with some of the medicinal cherry on bourbon. And
you're a mash bill 2-hitter. You do not like Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
You do not like I
really like this.
Yeah, so
I
the one
really
thing we
like
don't
this.
know yet with this is the batch of years in this bottle. We know that the minimum year is 13 years because, as we've said before, if it has 13 years on it, that means that the lowest blend of barrels is going to be 13
Right,
years.
but oftentimes Russell's 13 goes all the way up to like 20.
They have in the past,
Right.
right? And it's been shifting a little bit as we got into some of these other batches, but we don't know on this one yet. So, but all I know is this is great tasting, and I'm glad it's on my shelf.
I will do a solid trade.
Nope.
I will trade
good.
you. I will trade you my bottle for your bottle plus $20.
I'll take your 20 and just say no.
I don't think that's how it works.
It would appear to me as the outsider that did not go well for you.
I do think that this is I like my 3, but this 5 is
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. So last time when we reviewed a Russell's 13, if you haven't seen that episode, check it out. We did a little bit of side-by-side action. But when we checked it out, we were all a little bit upset that they literally doubled the price.
It was tough.
We were.
It was tough
right?
sledding, yeah.
But knowing that this is what, $140,
$40, yeah.
$145, right?
MSRP,
Is
asterisk.
is this a buy for you at $140, $145?
Yeah, I mean, for one, it's, the idea of Russell's 13. Like, if you see any Russell's 13 for 150, you're gonna buy it. And this one definitely lives up to it. Batch 3 that we did, I still do it at 150 because it's Russell's 13, but this one does beat it.
This one's better.
It's better. So Devin, what's your grade?
Yeah, so for me, I am going definitely
This is great.
at an S. I think with the previous
An S?
one, yeah, I think with the batch 3, I did maybe an A+, maybe an S, somewhere around there. But like this one for me, like it's at the same price as the previous one, MSRP, but I think it tastes better. So like I'm gonna go with an S on it.
The previous one, sorry, being
Batch
batch
three.
3.
Yeah, at least what we had.
So here's what I'm gonna say. I think that when we did batch 3, I remember having some sticker shock because remember, I stood in line and I got my ticket to buy batch 3, and I thought that it was gonna be $70.
Right.
And I was so excited. And then I went to the register and they told me the total, and I was like, excuse me, what? And then I realized that they had doubled it, and it was offensive to me. And so
You were a bit.
I was upset. That being said, I've recently, like I said, come back to and had a little bit of a pour somewhat recently. Batch 3 is very good. This is better. So for me, it goes between an A+ and an A. I still think it's a little steep at 140. I still would love to see it settle in at a little less. I think 100 or more is reasonable. It's a good bottle. I'm just personally dealing with the
Sticker shock.
but it is a good bottle. I'm gonna give it an A+.
And that's our sticker shock too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we know that some, like we said before, people are paying a lot more.
Yeah.
And so, but between just the flavors of batch 1, 3, and 5, I think for me it's like 5.
5 is
5, 1, 3.
Oh wow.
5,
Yeah,
1,
so
3. I agree.
We have to see.
I agree
I think
with,
we'll
I
go
agree
back
with
to
that though.
taste
I agree
all,
with
but
that.
So for me, I would say this is an A to A+. It's a buy. Even at $150, and here's why. The A, because peanuts is not a familiar Russell's component to me. I'm just not, like, that caught me off guard.
Me too.
And who doesn't love a good surprise? But also, then you get into it, right? And the creme brulee aspect, like that caramelized, you know, the sugar with the blowtorch on the top, that's phenomenal coming through on this with the vanilla bean, like where you see the little black dots, right? The creme brulee is really good. The cinnamon on the after, you know, on the back end is phenomenal. And then for me, when I went back to it, I got orange zest on the front, and I went, oh shoot, I missed that the first time around. That's phenomenal. It reminds me of like a really good old fashioned, but with a really good bourbon. And so I enjoyed that. And so for me, probably A to A+. It's a buy.
Here's the last thing I'm gonna say is that noticing the difference of each release, they're doing some different things with the bottle. And I actually really appreciate that because I think that each release so far has been a lot different.
Yeah.
It's not subtle changes. In my opinion, they're pretty drastic changes.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the years that are in the bottle, the different barrel years and things like that, it is going to be a lot different.
Yeah.
So right now we have a batch 1, 3, 5 between us. I think
we might need to do a battle.
That's true.
Later.
Let us know in the comments. Should we do a battle of Russell's 13, batch 1, 3, and 5? Should we go head to head and figure out which one?
We're gonna need a 2.
And a 4.
Yeah.
So basically, you should go find those.
I'm gonna find
them. And if you have them, let us know. But let us know what you think. This has been Still Whiskey. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know. Would you pay $150?
Would you pay more? Like, I mean, that's the thing is like, we know people are paying more. So
People are paying more.
yeah,
But
Hey,
Still Whiskey.
we love you.
See ya.